This is Primetime Sports, WGNS Murfreesboro on FM 101.9 and AM 1450 Murfreesboro, FM 100.5 Smyrna, and streaming at WGNSSports.com. The Prentice Alsop Heating and Air Coaches Corner, fueled by Donut Country and McDonald's Murfreesboro on FM 101.9 and AM 1450 Murfreesboro, FM 100.5 Smyrna, and streaming at WGNSSports.com.
The Coaches Show is brought to you by Middle Tennessee Electric, serving our community by providing affordable, reliable, and safe electricity. Online at mte.com. I'm Danny Brewer. I'm extremely pleased now to be kicking off our basketball portion of the show. I'm joined now by Riverdale head girls basketball coach Joshua Bugg. Coach Bugg, how are you this morning?
I'm doing great, brother. How are you?
Oh, well, outstanding. I mean, when we think about all the positives, I mean, like you said, off the air, we were talking, it's a great time of year. You got basketball starting. You got football. It's crunch time in football, not only at the high school level, but college, which we'll talk about here in a minute. And, we still got sunshine. Holidays are coming up. Man, it's a fantastic time of year.
Yeah, I love it. It's my favorite, and I know all the teachers and administrators and students are happy because they've been grinding away, and they've got a week off for Thanksgiving. So this is definitely one of my favorite times of the year.
Time to give a little thanks, huh?
Absolutely.
So, Riverdale, is this your second season as head basketball coach?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so let's talk a little bit about the Riverdale tradition in girls basketball. What does that do for your program, the girls you have now? Does it mean anything? Do they understand? Tell me a little bit about that.
So I think last year it was all about informing them and reminding them of the expectations. But now we've kind of like just taken the tenseness of that away and just focused on the process. So they're very aware of the history, which is something to be proud about. But the girls are putting in a lot of time, and I think we're on the right path, and I think a lot of people can see that. And most importantly, I think our players can see that now. And now we're just in the process. We're practicing, we're preparing, and we're trying to learn how to win ball games against good teams. Because
obviously the past doesn't win you any games this year, but it can help as far as motivating those girls to work.
Yeah, absolutely. When you're a Lady Warrior, Coach Kreisky just walked out of here. We have several great athletic programs at our school, but when you're a Lady Warriors basketball player and when you're a Riverdale Warriors football player and you're on that campus and on Warrior Drive, like it means something. So those kids are proud, and they're also expected to do a lot of work, and they show up and do that every single week all across the campus and all of our athletic programs. I can speak for that because I've seen it over the last year and a half. And even on the academic standpoint, like Riverdale went from being a level 1 school to a level 5 school. Rutherford County Schools has invested a lot of money into the Oaklands and the Riverdales and the Smyrnas, which is going to be great for those schools, thinking long term. But I'm super excited for Riverdale just because of all the good things that are going on. And so it's evident in our program as well.
Right, because when you mentioned football, and we know that tradition, baseball got a great tradition, girls basketball. So, yes, the tradition is absolutely there at Riverdale. But let's not talk about the past. Let's talk about what's happening now. Tell me a little bit about what has happened so far. I know you guys have played 2 ball games. Tell me a little bit about that.
So we started off our year at Lawrence County. We lost that ball game. Great atmosphere. I got a lot of respect for Coach Scott. She does a great job down there with those kids. But that's something that I really wanted our kids to experience after losing pretty bad in the region not the region championship, but the region opening round last year at Cookeville. I knew that I wanted to start us off with something really tough. We ended up losing by 40 points, but it was much closer than that. We got the sub in a lot at the end, and we were in foul trouble. But I would say it was really about a 15 to 18-point ball game, which in my mind is not where I want them to be, but it's not too bad. And then we hosted Kenwood on Thursday. We ended up winning that game. But right now we're starting 2 freshmen. We're starting a sophomore. We're starting 1 junior. We're starting 1 senior, which is a transfer to our school. And it's very fun to watch them play. The speed, the foot speed that they have, and the skill level that they have has improved a lot since August. And I think I think a lot of people are going to be surprised when they see us this year because we're going to be able to compete a lot better.
Let's talk a couple players here that I know had double digits against Kenwood, Waller and Tiller. Tell me a little bit about those lovely young ladies.
Yeah, so Alana Waller is she's kind of a wing for us. She is one of our best drivers, but we like to get her out in space and let her kind of be able to read the defense, especially if somebody wants to apply pressure at half court. It really just opens her up, and even since last year, she's been one of our best drivers. And I think this year people are going to start to see the commitment that she has. So she got number one, we increased our twos. So we shot way too many threes in Lawrenceburg, but we increased our twos by about 300% in that last game, and she was a big reason for that. She can get to the basket and finish with both hands, and she's a great defender, and did that without fouling in the last game. So we're really excited to see her growth this year, especially as a junior starter for us. And then the other player that was very productive in that game is a young player too, is Zanaya Tiller. She was very nervous on the road at Lawrenceburg. We joke around a lot. We're family. We push each other, and she went from having 0 points and 0 rebounds to 11 points and 10 rebounds. So I think she really settled in after her second game as a starter. And there's others too. And Malaya Brown is one that I really want to start to highlight and promote as much as I can. She's a transfer from Grand Blanc, Michigan, and she was on a state championship final team. They ended up losing the game, but she's a very well-polished player. She's extremely athletic, and she's a good floor general. And she's really that piece Malaya is that we didn't have last year. And I think Alana benefits a lot from that because she can see it, and they get to work together, and it's hard to kind of put pressure on both of them, if that makes sense.
Well, yeah, because you have multiple weapons. And so let's rewind a little bit to Tiller. Double-double. What class is she?
She's a 2028, so she's a freshman.
A freshman, of course, scoring a double-double. Well, that's got to be at the varsity level.
Yeah, and absolutely. And just the growth from game one to game two. And the game one was all about nerves. Like, this kid's going to be a really good player. She's about 5'11". She's starting in the post for us, and my starting post, Cheyenne Clymer, is out just for a small amount of time, but she'll be back pretty soon. But I think it's going to be good for Zanaya, especially because she's going to be that, 4 out there on the court, which will allow us to move Alana more to the 3, which makes us extremely long, especially compared to last year, but not only long, but we're a lot faster. So Zanaya Tiller is definitely one you want to watch out for because she's not only a talented player, but she's a great young lady. She's a good human.
Coach, do you think that, you mentioned scheduling the game at Lawrenceburg and all that stuff, the early season schedule, important before you get into the district play?
Yeah, absolutely. I even thinking about Kenwood. They've grown a lot since last year, and we're at that point where we just got to take each and every game as an opportunity to learn and improve. And our focus going into the Kenwood game, so we played one game, we talked about what we want to focus on to improve, was defending without fouling, and we go, I think the score was 27 or 29-6, so to hold anybody to 6 points and a half was impressive to me. And then now can we be consistent in that? And so I think in the second half we allowed them to score 20-something, which is a little more than we would like. We'd like to keep people under 10, 12 points every quarter. But if this is the team and our recipe for success is if we can score 50, 55 points, I think our defense is going to be fine. But we do have that ability to get in a shootout, which I don't think we did last year as much. We did it once or twice, but that's not really where we want to live. But it's definitely a more well-rounded team, and that early schedule is definitely designed to help us improve, and that's why we've got some pretty good opponents that we're going to play at our Cornersville tournament.
Well, what do you think the team strength is, Coach?
I think our team strength, if you're playing against us, is you don't really know what you're looking for. It's like last year, Madison led us in scoring. This year, I've already told her your number one job is just take care of the ball. You're going to score in waves because she's such a good shooter. I think she's knocked down 5 threes already this year, but that's going to come and go for her. But if she can be just a good, steady point guard for us, it really opens up all these pieces that we're talking about. So I definitely think that our foot speed is a lot better than it was. I think our IQ has improved. But I just think it's just that unknown factor because, Malaya's a transfer, Z's a freshman. I've got a couple other kids that weren't here last year. Lucy Beasley's another one that we're very impressed with that's been starting for us as a freshman. She scored 5 points in the first quarter on Thursday, and so it's just that unknown factor about us right now.
Well, Coach, I think you certainly sound like you got things headed in the right direction. Let's shift gears for just a second here. How about Ohio State, Indiana today? I know you got your Ohio State sweatshirt on. Tell me a little bit about what's going to happen. Big game in the Big Ten.
So, first of all, I always have to give context for this because everybody wears me out. Because Ohio State colors resemble Oakland a little bit. But my wife is from Ohio, and I've always been a huge Tennessee fan. And honestly, when I first got married, Tennessee football was kind of just in that rut.
Right.
And they're much improved now. But my wife is a huge sports fan. She played college softball. She's got 2 or 3 family members that played college basketball up in Ohio. But she's a little upset at me because I'm going to go watch basketball today, and she's going to be watching the game. But I'm going to just throw out an OH, and she's probably saying IO at home right now, working out before the game. But I'm going to say that Ohio State wins big today. I'll say they win by 21 points. I think Indiana's pretty good, but I think Ohio State is a pretty good team, and the schedule that they played is evident of that. And to only lose on the road at Oregon and had a chance to win it and probably should have won it, they could easily be the number 1 seed right now.
So I think at the end of the day, what our storyline here is that happy wife, happy life, and she's always right, and that Ohio State is Ohio State.
Yep.
And you think we'll find that out today?
I do.
Well, Riverdale girls basketball is Riverdale girls basketball. Coach Joshua Bugg has got them headed in the right on the right path here. If you want to see some good basketball, head on over there to Warrior Country, and you can check those out this year. Coach, we appreciate your time. We certainly wish you the best of luck.
Appreciate you too.
All right, thanks a lot. The Coaches Show is brought to you by First National Bank of Middle Tennessee. If you're looking for a hometown feel with your bank, turn to the First National Bank of Middle Tennessee, offering full-service banking and mortgage services.
Craig's Tax Service.
We perform tax preparation, individual tax returns, corporations, partnerships, and all your payroll bookkeeping needs.
Brandon Craig with Craig's Tax Service.
We fulfill all your tax preparation needs from individual returns to corporations and handle any of those scary letters you may get from the IRS.
Craig's Tax Service at 142 Heritage Park Drive. Call 890-2233 for an appointment.
We're proud to support all Rutherford County athletes.
Craig's Tax Service, 890-2233.
Stickers, labels, we do a lot of direct mail, booklets, manuals, programs. My name is Jeff Carlton. I handle sales and marketing for Franklin's Printworks here at Murfreesboro. We are at 2227 South Park Drive. Franklin's Printworks has been in Murfreesboro for over 25 years. We are a full-service commercial printer. We offer everything from business cards to brochures, booklets to banners, everything in between. Our website is franklinsprinting.org.
Winners Trophies can help you with customized awards for any occasion. Owner Kelly Hockenberry continues to provide awards for sports teams, churches, recognition awards, and more. Call Winners Trophies at 904-6002. That's 904-6002 for the best in quality, service, and pricing. You can also email Kelly, winnerstrophy@comcast.net. That's winnerstrophy@comcast.net. Any award for any occasion. Winners Trophies, 904-6002.
We're at Rick's Barbecue.